first, it was uncertainty, and when it finally became certain, it was postponed. Then came the final day, and then issues ranging from disagreements with consensus candidacy as well as internal party squabbles almost marred the entire process. But eventually, after several hours of ballot counting under the watchful eyes of President Muhammadu Buhari, Bola Ahmed Tinubu defeated 13 other contenders to emerge the All Progressives Congress standard bearer for the 2023 general elections. At the special national convention of the party in Abuja today, with a score of 1,271 out of 2,340 votes to clinch the ticket. Prior to the ballot, Bola Ahmed Tinubu had 6 of the aspirants to endorse him as they stepped down for him. Amechi Rotimi and Professor Yemi Osinbajo scored 316 and 235 votes each to run in second and third positions respectively. With all that being said, we shall be doing a review of the just concluded 2023 presidential primaries for the All Progressives Congress, and more importantly, what to expect in the coming days ahead. Meanwhile, our guests are here with me, but you can stay where you are because you shall be meeting them after this break. Do stay, and welcome to the program Nigeria Today. I am Lydia Ochi. Joining me to review the APC 2023 presidential primaries is former Chairman, Buhari Area Council and APC FCT National Delegate, Musa Diko. Welcome to the program.
Good evening.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Also joining us via Zoom is Dr. Iroro Stephen Izu, a lecturer, Department of Political Science and International Relations, University of Abuja, as well as an expert on political economy and development studies. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be with you tonight.
That's good. Now, let me start right away with the former chairman and national delegate.
Yeah.
Out of 22 presidential aspirants that came out for the primaries to be the party standard bearer, how do you see the exercise? How would you, in your own words, describe what brought Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the winner?
Very simple as ABC. It is and it was an internal democratic system that was actually displayed particularly yesterday in our national or special national convention that's brought about today morning a candidate of the APC for 2023 presidential elections. Out of the 22 very qualified Nigerians in the APC that vied, that aspired to become a presidential candidate, I saw it as a very welcome development, because it is only when you have a very beautiful daughter in your house that you see people coming around, suitors coming around, friends coming around to pay you visit in the morning and in the afternoon and even in the evenings. So it was a wonderful thing that has happened, and we're glad that it happened that way. I never expected less than the number we had.
Okay.
Because looking at the APC nationally, we have very eminent Nigerians that can actually lead this country to where we are expecting us to be tomorrow. It might not be what it is today, but certainly tomorrow is still a hope for us.
Okay.
And out of these 22, anybody could have taken us to the next, presidential election facing the oppositions.
Okay.
So I saw it as a wonderful thing. And of course, at the end of the day, it is wonderful. Yes.
Thank you. Now, let me go to Dr. Izu. If you can hear me, what would be the disposition of the standard bearer, Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
Well, Tinubu is a Democrat and somebody who has been in the political scene for a long period of time now. He's not new to the game of politics. So his disposition, I believe, is something that could be predicted. It is something that somebody can easily deduce. The disposition, from his own words, he didn't expect to emerge as a standard bearer of the APC, because of the intrigues, the permutations, the alignments and realignments that characterize the process, leading to the election that took place, last night and breaking today. So his disposition, I believe, is of a Democrat, expressing, surprise, expressing excitement, and expressing the necessity for togetherness, bringing back all those who contested, bringing into one page all those who contested with him, and not leaving anybody aside, because, as he said, the time of politics has passed. It is now time to go into the re-election, general election, to show that APC has what it takes to defeat the PDP.
All right. Now, you served as a national delegate for the APC presidential primaries. Now, just give us an overview of your experience as a delegate.
I have been a national delegate since the accession of APC. Okay. I think I am now qualified to be called a founding fathers of APC in the Federal Capital Territory here, particularly from Buari Area Council. The experience in 2014, the experience in 2018, 19, and the experience of this particular one, I think they differs.
Okay.
The tension was more in this last one. I think at the tail end, or coming towards the real convention periods, there were skirmishes, there were issues, and at a point we delegates became tense too. Because if you are not careful where you are to take a decision, you might end up taking a wrong decision when the atmosphere is tense. But to God be the glory, I think the national delegates of APC in the 2022 convention took a decision at the end of the day. Be it what anybody would have thought about, it was a wonderful experience. We all have it, and God was wonderful that it couldn't rain, otherwise we would have suffered on the ground there. So we saw games, we saw the way the politics was played among aspirants, and wonderful thing is that they were friendly, they were actually APC aspirants, because that's what we've been expecting, that whoever is going to contest should be friendly among the party faithfuls, so that at the end of the day, when we're facing the general elections, we'll face it with all smiles and we'll come out victorious. So it was a wonderful experience, even though you could see some pocket of issues that were coming up. But the delegates were calm, the contestants were calm, and of course the electoral body of the APC were also calm. And that is why, where we are now, we have a candidate for the APC.
Right.
Yes.
Now, Dr. Izu, as an expert on political economy, development studies, and a lecturer in political science, how would you describe the convention itself, the process itself?
Okay, thank you very much. Now, the convention of the APC, placed side by side, with the convention of the PDP and, of course, of other political parties, because we must not fail to acknowledge the fact that there are other political parties that are also holding, conventions to choose the presidential, standard bearer, for their parties. Now, specifically for the APC, the convention, was characterized by serious contestation. That we have a number of contestants, the number of aspirants that contested for one seat in one political party, shows the level of democratization, within the political party, and the level of democratization of the president, who is also the national leader of the party, not wanting to take side or impose any candidates on anybody within the political party. Now, if there had been this idea of a consensus candidate imposition on the members of the APC, that would have, sparked off, serious disruptions and eruptions, that would have marred the party, called APC. We must not discountenance the fact that the APC and the PDP are the biggest parties, in Nigeria for now. And any little thing can lead to dismemberment of the party or some kind of destabilization. So the fact that the primary, was held in the contestant, I watched the manifesto, presentation of each of the contestants throughout the, the time that they did that, from the first aspirant to the last aspirant, they were given equal opportunity, to reel out their manifesto, to tell the parties, members, and the delegates and Nigerians what they are going to do, if elected as the standard bearer of the party. So the process was democratic. The process was highly democratic to the extent that nobody was shortchanged, and nobody could say, that he or she, was not given, a free and fair opportunity to display what he or she, could offer the APC. Yes, of course, there were several people who dropped off, from the race and lent their support, to some candidates, to Tinubu, to Osibanjo, and so on and so forth. But that itself is also democratic, because there is no reason wasting your votes, if you know that you are not going to win the election. They know that among the total number of candidates or aspirants that contested for the position, there was somebody who is more competent than other persons. And there is somebody who is more capable, of leading the party to victory, because it is not just to win the APC primary, but to win the APC primary, and be an heavyweight that could smash the capability of the candidate of the other major party, which is PDP, Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar is an heavyweight in his own right. So you need somebody who is also an heavyweight in his own right, to come to and challenge, somebody like Atiku. I don't see some persons who contested in the race last night, to be able to stand no matter the incumbency factor, no matter whatsoever, factor, that the person has, to be able to match the personality, the capability, the exposure, of somebody like Atiku. So the process of the primary, I think it was very, very democratic.
Okay.
The process of the primary is such that did not deny anybody, and nobody can go to court to say, want to challenge, the outcome, the process, because it was transparent. It was characterized by accountability, and of course,
yes, actually, it was really well organized. But before we talk more on this, let's take a break. We'll be back to talk some more. Stay with us.
That's not what we really want for now. We need someone newer than. We need a new face. Yes. So it's his victory. He should be celebrated. But to we youth, I think that is not what we want for now.
Asiwaju has won, but the intricacies have just started. The North has shown that they can play it very well. The South has come to bear. The Middle Belt has played their part. The South is the sixth geopolitical zone, have shown how they can play it very well. But the most essential and very important thing is this: the opposition are also getting ready for the 2023 election.
There is no doubting that apart from Buhari, the second most popular person in APC is Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So to some extent, to a large extent, I think it is expected.
You know, God's choice is the best. We always pray that may God give us a good, a king who can serve Nigeria well. You understand? So that's what we are praying for.
We just want the best person for this nation. We want the best person that can take us to that promised land. I believe Nigeria is a country with a lot of potentials, but we lack good leadership. With Tinubu, Atiku, any other person that we felt that can deliver, let them deliver. That is my opinion.
Welcome back. You're still on to Nigeria Today. We've heard what Nigerians are saying concerning the outcome of the APC primaries. Now, as a national delegate, you were there, you witnessed it all. What was that deciding factor that played out, that made it possible for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu to emerge as a standard bearer?
Like I said, a week to the main day, which was yesterday, a lot of politics were played, exchange of ideas, exchange of words, calculations, thinking out of box how to make it and ensure that at the end of it all, if it is, or if it was going to be by consensus, it should be peaceful. If it was not going to be, it should be peaceful. And I want to believe here that the major factor that made it the way it came was that, one, I applaud the northern governors who came out openly and stood by their word. That look, we can make a difference. Let's allow the South to present to us who they want to present. Two, the contestants too, despite the tension that was on the ground, they understood that they have just one platform to pass through, which is the APC. And the APC will not have two candidates for 2023 elections. So the understanding among the aspirants was a factor also. Okay. Three, I think it is a lesson to us that sometimes you need to reward your child when he or she has done well. Some factors could want to stop your child being rewarded, but reward is reward. So I say it that these aspects played very vital, and above all, the president stood his ground to say, look, you are all matured, you are all qualified. I'm exiting. Think among yourself and see who can wear the shoe I will be leaving behind. So I think I'm comfortable with that, and I felt very happy, and it made us, some of us, the delegates, to take a better decision.
Okay.
It was now so clear that, look, where do I cast my vote? When you saw aspirants, very qualified aspirant for this position, coming out to say, I have decided that I let go of my ambition for some other person. Whether they mention names or they did not, it helped in the process.
Okay.
Nobody compelled them. They saw the atmosphere and decided. Nobody induced them. Nobody forced them. And they decided, look, we have to step out and allow the number to be either one or two. Okay. I think that was one way of a consensus, indirect consensus by this aspirant that we drew. So these factors actually made it unique for the APC and made it easier for the emergence of our candidate. Okay. Place it as the best candidate, use whichever language you want, choose to use. The fact remains that the APC have come out peacefully, successfully, with a standard bearer for 2023 presidential election.
That's good to know. Now, Dr. Izu, what do you think will play out for the 13 aspirants after now? Do you see a play of togetherness or to forge ahead, especially working with Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
Yeah, I'm optimistic that there's going to be a sense of togetherness. Why? Because of the person of Tinubu. He has always been the people's person. Now, more than that, you could see that about 6, 7 of the aspirants stepped down for him, and of course, that also means that they are going to lend, their support to him, even now that he has become the leader of the party. But one thing that is going to determine this togetherness also is the choice of the vice presidential candidate. He needs to make a very good choice of the vice presidential candidate so that it can help to cement, the party, beyond what it is now. Of course, in every contest like this, where you have large number of contenders, at the end of the day, you must have some form of bad blood, no matter how unifying the convention has been, no matter how democratic the convention has been, no matter how peaceful it has been, there will still be some elements of some dissident voices, some bad blood, amongst in some persons. So it is left for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, with his level of experience and exposure, and of course education, to be able to detect this bad blood and try, to remediate, whatever bad blood anybody might be having. He had already said that he's not going to winch hunt anybody that didn't support him, anybody that didn't step down for him.
Okay.
He's not going to do anything bad against the person. That is going to ensure that they work together.
Okay,
but it
good.
is not just
That's good to know.
It's not just by talking it, but by also
doing it.
walking
Yeah.
the talk.
Now, let me ask you this final question. At the end of counting, there were 13 void votes. How could that have happened? Because it's expected that every delegate should know who they want to vote for.
Certainly in a process like this, I remember even when I eat sometimes, some food drop out of my hand as I take them to the mouth. Yet, I am an adult. So in a process like this, you cannot take away the fact that some could still be tense even before the ballot box. And in a place where they want to write Musa, they will write Samu. So at the end of the day, you now have valid votes. So no perfect system. And because there is no perfect system, those invalid votes appeared.
And there's no perfect human being.
And there's no perfect human being.
Okay, let's take it like that. Now, that's about it on the program today. Musa Dikko, the former chairman Buhari Area Council and APC FCT National Delegate. Thank you for sharing your experience with us.
Thank you.
And also to thank Dr. Iroro Stephen Izu, lecturer, Department of Political Science and International Relations, University of Abuja, as well as an expert on political economy and development studies. Thank you for being a part of the program and indeed your perspective.
Yeah, thank you very much. My pleasure.
That's it on Nigeria Today. Thanks for keeping a date with us always. And don't forget, Nigeria Today is live weekdays at 7:30 p.m. in the evenings. And you can watch this and other episodes at www.youtube.com/NTA News 24 Hub. I am Lydia Odijochi. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.